Hello, my Vibe Tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Oh, sorry if you tried to go on before. I gotta practice saying the new name because old habits die hard. But let's see. Today is Tuesday Thoughts. Happy Tuesday. How was everybody's Monday? I hope it was a good one. Let's see. I had something I wanted to go with today, but the subject matter seemed too close to what I was talking about yesterday, and I don't want to go there right now. So I'm going to actually save it for Thursday, things I think on Thursday, because I actually think it'll really be a good topic for, those soapbox topics. So today I was on Facebook, and I saw that Baby Bear posted this great quote. So we're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about, kind of how we face fear and everything. But before that, since, I'm waiting for people to come on. Good morning, older sibling. Let's just go through the Oracle book. The Daily Oracle. I love oracles. There are a lot of people out there that do tarot, but for some reason it doesn't hit me as easy as it seems to with other people. So I'm still practicing it, but I do like oracles because I'm really good at thinking off the cuff. And this is so funny. Seek and ye shall find. Good morning, older sibling. Good morning, baby sibling. But seek and ye shall find. Now, I grew up Catholic. I am I don't know what you want to call it. I'm a Reformed Catholic, but which means I don't particularly do organized religion right now. But I really kind of sang that. That's why I was saying that. I sang that in my head. But let's see what else. So seek and ye shall find. So if there's something that you're looking for, just trust and you will find it. For instance, here is a short example. So sibling and I have been binge watching Yellowstone, which is a very fascinating, it's a dark show, but it's a very fascinating show. It turned out a lot better than I actually liked it a lot better than I thought it would, because it's not my kind of show. But, I love cowboy stuff, but anyways, if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. But we didn't record Sunday's episode because I had incorrectly assumed that it would be on the app, but apparently the app is only going to carry it once the season is over. So I thought, okay, what are we going to do? It's not on tonight. It's not on. So I finally thought, you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to see when it's on again and I'll record it. So we missed the very first episode, and trust me, when you finish a season cliffhanger, you're like, oh, I need the next one. But I thought, you know what? We'll see it eventually, right? So then I was just, right before I went to bed, I was so tired last night, and it was just very emotionally draining last couple of days with dealing with that, that stuff. But I thought, well, if we're lucky, maybe we'll figure out how to watch it. But, I kind of just put it out there, right? And one of the quotes I'm going to quote in a bit actually talks about this, and it doesn't matter how big or how small. So I thought at the very last minute, I was on Snapchat and I was replying to baby sibling on something. And then I saw that another friend had snapped. And so normally I stop and I go, because I don't always watch people's stories. I know I'm terrible that way. But I thought something's off. Well, just check out her story. She was watching the show. So I texted her and I'm like, how are you watching this? And she's like, so this morning she got back to me and she's like, oh, you have to download the network app. See, we had the Plus app. We didn't have the network app. And then after that, sibling and I were, the smaller demonstration comes before the big one. So we'll talk about people trying to find land. In the book we're reading, Wisdom, or The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn, she's talking about how, like when someone's sailing towards land, they can't see land yet, but they see birds and they see twigs, so you're near there. If you keep heading in that direction, you are going to hit it. And it's kind of the same way. I found out that it's able to be watched, and then we were able to figure out very, very long process how to get it onto the TV so we don't have to watch it on the phone. And so again, seek and ye shall find. But when you're seeking, you have to have faith and you have to believe. So it's not about having the most, it's about needing the least. It's not about having the most, it's about needing the least. I'll give another example. Yesterday was my nephew's birthday, and baby sibling said that he didn't really want a cake. You know, I think he just wanted to be with his mom, you know, but he wanted, and his brother, and he wanted Taco Bell for dinner, since he didn't want a cake, they stuck the candle in the taco. Genius. I actually found a gift that does that. Who knew other people thought about this, but they were the first ones I ever heard of doing that. I'm like, oh my God, that's a great idea. It's like, if you don't want a cake, just stick your candle in your food. But for him, it wasn't about having, like, other kids are like, I want all this stuff. I want this. I want that. For him, it was just simplicity. It was just being in the moment. The little things mean so much to him. And, you know, from a boy who just turned 8, that we can learn from that. You know, we can learn from children, period. Even his older brother. You know, these kids have an awesome mom. They're very insightful. They're very in tuned. She tunes into what they need. And that helps them become comfortable in themselves and comfortable in expressing themselves. You know, and it can't be easy. She's a boy mom. I mean, boys. Although girls are pretty rough too, but... So let's see. You'll get exactly what you put in. This is crazy. All these are leading up to the quote I'm about to do. You know, and actually the quote I'm about to use was the one I used in my planner this morning, but it actually is longer than what I put in my planner this morning. So, but I like this. You'll get exactly what you put in. Okay, so if you're not putting in a lot, you're basically going to get back what you put in. So really kind of focus in on what you're putting out there. You know, I know it can be hard. I know it's not easy. When I wake up in the morning, I talked about the gratitude that I have. And I found this in the book also. This is technically the book. It's actually 4 of her works in one. You can see all my little pages that I've marked there. But it's 4 complete books in one. The first one we're reading is The Game of Life and How to Play It. But one of them was actually found, as I was just telling Sibling, I was reading an article this morning. One of the books, I think it was Your Word is Your Wand, or one of those, was actually not published. 2 of them were actually not published in her lifetime. She died right before one of them was published in 1940. And the other one was published towards either, I can't remember if it was the end of the 20th century or right at the beginning of the 21st, but an original manuscript that had never been published was delivered to Louise Hay, who a lot of people would know as the founder of Hay House, or I think she was the founder of Hay House, the publishing company, but they're very metaphysically, very spiritually minded. But I found this in the book on the first thoughts that you should have every day. Thy will be done this day. Today is a day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracles shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. Now, we're not all going to have perfect days. We're not all going to have a great day. But this is the leg up. This is the leg up to remind yourself. These are the first words in your head, so that when things start going sideways, whether you're able to handle it or not, you know that it's going to be okay, and that you're going to be able to repeat this tomorrow. But this is gratitude. Okay? Thy will be done this day. Today is a day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracles shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. My poor kitty, I can hear her outside of the door scratching, but I can't get up, guys, because we're doing this. Also, dun, 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 dun. Good morning, Deanna. Welcome. So this is the second card that I sent to myself 2 years ago, you guys. And I found it rather interesting. And this is just, again, these were just things that were kind of coming up in my life at the time when I was on that long trip with my dad 2 years ago. And we literally had no service in the park, just Wi-Fi. And in fact, even just in our hotel rooms, we only had Wi-Fi, not a lot of service. But it says, right now, and I sent this from Yosemite. Right now, you're once again being asked to look hard at your life and gain some useful, eye-opening perspective. This juncture has only occurred a couple other times in your life. It's time to look for creativity within yourself. You don't need other people to approve or validate what you do with your life. You have reached a moment of reflection. So if you find yourself at the crossroads, this is kind of it. This was actually day 2 and 3, but if you find yourselves at the crossroads, just remember you've reached a moment of reflection. So if you feel stuck, try to think back on what might be actually holding you down or holding you back. And so now we get to the actual subject for today. The meat of it all. So Tuesday thoughts. Tuesdays are Tuesday thoughts. Again, I want to thank Michelle, Baby Bear, for this one. But I saw it on Facebook and I thought, gosh, I really got to share this. And I posted it there, but I wanted to share it here. Who told you that warriors don't stumble? Who told you that they're never afraid? The thing that separates them from everyone else is that the fear doesn't stand in their way. Which is actually interesting because, like I was saying, Sibling and I have been reading out of this book. We've been doing a chapter or 2 a day and just trying to change the mindset. Her books are more like, I know a lot of people will probably recognize her name from like The Secret and all that because they're the Law of Attraction books, but these are different. She's really giving you the examples and teaching in a different way because she taught these things. She had students and she did what she called treatments. So, this is back in the early days when there were no TVs. So people actually got out in the world and asked other people to help them with their stuff. But she talks about how it's our fear that holds us back. Well, we all know that, right? But then we think, well, how do I get past it? Cast the burden aside. Okay. She says, give it to your Christ within, which is your super subconscious. Now, I think she put super subconscious in there because not everybody, follows the Bible. Okay. Some people are just totally free of that. And, they have a whole different spiritual system, a whole different deity system. But she says your mind is your subconscious, your conscious, and your superconscious. Your subconscious is like energy that needs to be directed. Your conscious mind is basically you and you thinking like me talking to you right now. And your superconscious is where you are literally moving into like a whole kind of dimensional place of living in this whole complete mindset where no matter how bad things get, you were able to turn it around one way or another. It may not happen like that. It may take a day or two, but you know that better is coming. You know that the tide is going to settle down. Oh, that scared me. Oh my God. I am so sorry. I was so busy talking. I didn't know that older sibling came and opened my door. And next thing I know, I feel a cat at my legs. It's like, what's happening? Come here, boo. Come here. You want to say hi? I know. Sorry. You want to say hi? Come here. Come here. Come on. Excuse my butt. Here we go. This is the loud one. Say hi, Pixel. Say hi, Pixel. So anyways, so again, who told you that warriors don't stumble? Of course warriors stumble. That's how they become warriors, because they learn how to pick themselves up. Because they learn how to pick themselves up, brush themselves off, and move forward, no matter how hard it is. But that doesn't mean they don't take a moment to reflect. That doesn't mean that they're not going to fall down again. That doesn't mean they're not going to hurt again. It just means that in this moment, they have figured out how to move forward. Who told you that they're never afraid? I don't think I've ever met any warrior that wasn't afraid. Okay? We all have that fear somewhere in us. Everybody is a warrior of their own life. And, a lot of people, I would say parents are warriors, And I'm not excluding the people like me who don't have kids, but what I'm saying is, I think in a lot of ways, parents are warriors, good parents, because they're always fighting for their children. They're always fighting for what's best for them, and trying to do what's best for them, even when it's hard to kind of let go of the reins a little and allow them to do their own thing, to be their own person, to grow into who they are. That takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of guts. I don't have kids, but there are people in my life that I love so much that, you accidentally chokehold them because you just want to see them okay. But you forget that they have to create that for themselves. All you can do is help them along the path, even if it's just walking beside them. You can walk behind them in case they fall backwards. You're able to say, hey, okay, here you go, without a word, but most of the time they just need you to walk beside them. And sometimes they don't need you to say anything at all. So the thing that separates those people from everyone else is that the fear doesn't stand in their way. Fear does not stand in their way. Like I said, and I'm going to keep repeating it because sometimes I think we forget this. Good morning, Ladina. Fear is always going to rear its ugly head. How much energy we give it is up to us. And that's where the warrior part comes in. That's where the strength comes in. The saying, you know what? I may be having a moment right now, but I know in my timing, I'm going to get through this. I know in my timing that I'm going to move forward because I can see the road ahead. I can see that everything's going to be okay. But if I don't get it out now, it's going to keep haunting me. It's like, part of this book says you can run from the lion, but the lion's going to run after you, right? Or you can face it. Now, I don't suggest doing this in real life, okay? California, we actually have mountain lions and cougars and all that stuff. And I don't mean the kind that go hunting for younger men. I mean actual cougars. But I had to throw that in there. But the point is, when you face your fears, you're looking in the eyes of that lion and saying, you know what? I don't know what's going to happen next, but you're not going to own me. Because let's put it this way. In reality, I hate to say it, it's not a fair fight between you and the lion. But when you use it as a metaphor, you're looking your fear in the eyes and saying, you know what? You don't own me anymore. I'm not going to let you run my life anymore. I'm not going to let you steal what joy I have because I'm afraid of what will probably never happen. It's like I was talking about yesterday. Why worry? It will probably never happen. Probably is a big word. But you are literally making yourself afraid of something that may or may not come to fruition. If it comes to fruition, then either it was manifested that way, or your thoughts boomeranged out there to bring it back to you, or, good morning, Shannon, or, it's meant to teach you a lesson. And a lot of times that's what bad things are. They are there to teach you lessons. They are there to show you your strength and your resilience. They are there to show you that, you know what, I know it seems bad right now, but as long as you know, I'm not going to always say see, but as long as you know there's that light at the end of the tunnel, you're good. The woman I was just talking about, one of her students says, well, how do I know when I'm at, how do I know when it's what, I can't remember the quote exactly. And I just read it too. But she says, you will know when you can see, or he's all like, how do I know when I'm out of the darkness? She's all, you will know when you can see in the darkness. And that's true. Oy, this cat, I don't know what she's doing. So anyways, the quote I wanted to read, which is also from Florence Scovel Shinn, the game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. Now, earlier I just put the game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us. But the whole quote is, the game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. How many times have you put good things out there and good things happen? But you've also put bad thoughts out there and you're like, I don't get it. It's like my dad, okay? When my dad was on his trip, he told my aunt, you watch. The minute I turn into this place, someone's going to be wanting to turn in or out. I can't remember what it was, but there's going to be a car there, okay? And he was telling me, I'm telling you, Shell, we were in the middle of nowhere. This is the only hotel for miles. It was the one that we were checked into. I can't remember where he was going. I know he was somewhere in like South Dakota, I think. Or no, he was in Wyoming. And and sure enough, I'm trying to turn in and I have to wait because there's another car turning in. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. And he's all out of nowhere. And I told him, I said, well, you manifested it. He's like, no. It just always happens to me. And I couldn't make him understand. I told him, I said, you were a master manifester. I said, how do you not see this? He said, no, it just always happens. So I finally just said, you know what? You're right. Murphy's Law. I don't know. But for those who understand how that works, he said, it always happens to me. If he would say just once, I would like to turn into, or, you know, just the next time I turn into a driveway, I like no other cars to be turning in with me, you know, and see what happens. But he's saying always, he's putting always in there. So he's always making it happen. But, you know, I digress. I cannot make him believe what he does not want to believe. It's not my job. It's not my path to walk on for him. It was funny though, because I see some of the things he does and some of the things he manifests, and I'm just like, how does he not see it? I didn't get these gifts from nowhere. You know, they came mostly from my dad and a little bit from my mom. You know, and I say a little bit from my mom because we actually have it noted, according to one of my cousins, my cousin Dia, that this does run in our family, and one of my dad's aunts and my grandmother were very similar, but my grandma misused hers. Not good. No bueno. So anyways, I want to read this quote one more time that Baby Bear posted. Who told you that warriors don't stumble? Who told you that they're never afraid? The thing that separates them from everyone else is that their fear doesn't stand in their way. And it actually came from a site called Beautiful Disaster, which 100%, who isn't a beautiful disaster in one way or another? You know, yesterday I was baking. My anxiety was peaked after my vibe yesterday. And I struggled because it's just like, oh, I just want this out of my life. I want it behind me. You know, I give the burden to my conscious within, and I'm done with it. And, but the more I sat in my chair, I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus on my writing. I couldn't focus on what I was trying to do. I could barely focus on uploading the video to YouTube. And, finally I thought, you know what? I downloaded a recipe. I'm going to go bake. But I'm going to try it in the air fryer because I don't really want to deep fry it. I just want to see what it's like in the air fryer. They had zero color. In fact, it was funny. Somebody thought I was trying to make mini turkeys. That's how they were shaped. They look weird. They did not fall. They didn't do anything. It was just the weirdest looking piece of bread I have ever seen in my life. And the first thing I thought was, well, let's try it. So I tried it. I cut it in half, put some cheese in there, put some pepperoni in there. Bam, knocked it out of the park taste-wise. I loved it. So, but the nice thing is, instead of hiding that, you know, I did this and trying to go for perfection, I just said, you know what, had anxiety today, decided to bake or cook or whatever. And all these comments in there would say, try this next time if you want that golden brown look. So see, I faced my fears and I put it out there just to share it, you know, and, you know, and kind of in my own way show people, look, don't hide behind the mistakes because they can only get better, right? We learn from our mistakes. And I got all these wonderful comments, you know, that says this, that, or the other. It wasn't perfection, but it tasted good and I wasn't sharing it with anybody. So, you know, yes, see, Shannon's right. Beautiful imperfections. God, I can't talk today. Beautiful imperfections make life worth living. If everything was perfect, we'd be bored. Let's be honest, right? But my next thought yesterday, after I was done air frying all these little, it was fry bread I was trying to make, Native American fry bread. I learned the recipe when I was a kid, but the recipe I learned as a kid, you fried it in oil in a pan. And I thought, well, you know, I really don't mind doing that, but I just want to see what it's like in the air fryer. I'm obsessed with the machine in my house. It is a toaster oven, air fryer, convection oven. It has space for like a full 16-inch, 20-inch pizza or whatever, 18-inch pizza. I'm obsessed with this thing. The sad thing is, it's older siblings' Christmas present, but I'm obsessed with it. And she's like, hey, as long as I get to, you know, share in the end results, good job. So, you know, but the next thing I thought is, oh, I have bananas over there. So today I'm going to attempt banana muffins. I can't find my loaf pan, so it's going to be banana muffins. But I didn't let it stop me. That's warrior thinking. Everybody thinks when you talk warrior that you're talking, you know, swords and all that stuff. And yeah, that's great, because those warriors, they're badass. Okay, no matter what their function is, whether it's behind a desk or out in the field, they're badass. And I thank all of them for their service. And because they put their lives on the line for us every day. And I mean everybody. A lot of people say, well, I just sat behind a desk. Everybody makes the machine work. Okay? Can't turn a machine on without the switch, right? Can't make it rotate without all those little bits and pieces and parts. If you took apart a watch, an actual watch, not an, well, even an electronical watch. Electronical. Is that even a word? An electronic watch. There's all these bits and pieces that make it work. You know, everybody's a team. Every part is a team. But warriors aren't just people who carry weapons or push pens and papers behind these people to make everything work for them. Warriors can be anything. Can be parents, can be mental health people, can be advocates for things. You know, you just have to choose what kind of warrior do you want to be. Or if you want to be a warrior, really. Because I think everybody has it in them. If you can beat your fears, or if you can face your fears, that's being a warrior. And when you think about it, we face our fears every day. Parents send their kids off to school. You know, and in this day and age, that's scary. You get in your car every day, you walk out the front door, you hop on your motorcycle, you know, you go to work. You literally put your trust into life every day. And trust me, there's a lot of people out there who cannot leave their homes, whose anxiety oppresses them and their depression oppresses them so much that it is rare when they leave the house. And I mean rare, if ever. A lot of times that's why people hoard, because they don't leave their house. And so they think they need all these things. These things become their company. So go out there, figure out what kind of warrior you are, you know. And even if you're a parent, that doesn't mean you can't be a different kind of warrior. You're the warrior of your life. Okay? You are going to stumble. You're going to be afraid, but you are going to find the light, and you're going to find your way out of that darkness and back into the light. You're going to find the light at the end of that tunnel. Okay? And you're going to know. And you're going to know when you're near the end. Even if the light goes out, as long as you can feel that breeze coming through you, you got this. All right? But just remember, I'm going to read this quote one last time, the other one. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. Astounding accuracy. So be careful what you put out into the world. Okay? I know it's not always easy. I get it. I'm not in everybody's shoes. I can't feel what you're feeling. But I am here to tell you that as hard as it can be, when you turn your mindset around, you can turn everything around. And some people will probably say, oh, that's bullshit. But you know what? I've seen it happen. It has happened in my own life. I mean, right now, I'm telling you guys, my back is still up against a wall. And yet somehow, after I started reading this book, I've become less and less afraid. I looked the lion in the face and said, look, okay, here we go. Here comes my mouth. Look, motherfucker, we're going to do this, and we're going to do it until I win. Because I'm not going to let you beat me anymore. You know? I always trust you, girl. We just met. But I trust, you know, and thank you. Thank you for that, Shannon. She says I'm 100% right. Trust me. But, well, trust her. But, you know, never mind. You know, you can read the comments. But you really can turn it around. Everything. Like I said, I'm gonna say this one last time. I know it might seem hard. So do what you have to do to heal. Do what you have to do to get through. Because even in that book, it talks about that, where a lot of people say, what do you mean that it's always darkest before the dawn? She said, those are the things that are coming up to be healed so that the sun can rise on your life. Those are my words. The sun can rise on your life. Okay. I'm just saying. I can be mildly profound sometimes. I love how I make myself laugh. Okay. I don't even know if anyone else is laughing, but as long as I'm laughing, I'm funny. And, Jesus. But anyways, but seriously, what she meant when she said in the phrase that has been, I don't know who said it first, but she told her students, it is always darkest before the dawn. And again, the student said, what does that mean? It means that that's all your pain and all whatever it is that you need to heal coming up to come out. You have to feel it to heal it, and you have to go through it to grow through it. And those are your lessons. And that's what makes you even stronger. Warriors do that. They have to let stuff come up so they can heal it after, they feel it and then they heal it. And then the sun rises. So not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be what other people want it to be for you. But you do you. And you do it at your own pace. Don't go at anybody else's pace but your own. Don't hold yourself back out of fear. But if you know your progress and it's not fast enough for somebody else, tell them to go F off. Okay? Because you're doing it in the way you know is best for you. You are doing it in the way that is healing you. And so the healing will last. And the healing will literally become a fixture in your life. And it'll be a milestone for you. When you look back just to see how far you've come, you'll see that little marker that says, you know what? This was a rough point in my life, but I did it. And that will help push you past the next thing that you may have to heal. All right. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Day 2 of the work week. Have a great, great day. I will see everybody back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Facebook Live under my name, Shelly Marie Lucas. This is the Aloha Perspective. I thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.